So he borrows me 2 VHSs.
Yeah, that tells you how long ago it was.
Did you watch either with your parents, Mike?
Fuck no, I watched them downstairs.
Welcome to Nice Ashes. Join hosts Mike and Nate for cigars and culture. Let's go beyond the smoke.
What are we smoking today, Mike?
We are going to be smoking 2 Chillin Mooses, but we're going to do a tequila cigar. We also have a special guest. His name is Al. He's been a guest on the show before, and he is going to be smoking a very special cigar. Regular listeners will know this one by heart. We have Al smoking a Cult Blood Red Moon. It's been well established that Al does not have the finest palate, and we figured we'd give him something famous, something good, so that we can see whether or not he has a discernible taste.
Yes, if this super fancy, delightful, delectable Cult Blood Red Moon will punch through and awaken something deep within Al's mouth.
Exactly. Why don't you introduce yourself, Al? You're the episode topic man, and we will get these cigars prepped in the meantime.
All right. My name's Al. I've been here once before.
Something like that.
Yeah.
At least once, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah. They're right. It's like, Mike's tried me on several different cigars. I couldn't tell you the difference between a good one or a bad one.
Well, today will be the proving ground because you've had a Moon Trance and you did not particularly think it was great. And we had you smoke a Series R and you couldn't tell the difference between the Series R and the Moon Trance from my remembrance.
Probably not.
Probably not. So now we're going to have you try this. I'm a big fan of the Cult Blood Red Moon pipe tobacco, and that's why we have these cigars. So, yeah, we're going to find out. Also, I rated this Chillin Moose at a 1.75, and I believe Nate rated it at a 1.5. So we are smoking terrible cigars, and we're going to see if the tequila can make it a little better for us.
Only the best for our guest, and we'll smoke the bad ones here. We should also note that we're all in person at Nice Ashes Studio North. Mike is gently applying the tequila to his Chillin Moose. It is dripping wet. Are we doing ASMR, Nice Ashes?
Sopping.
Get the brush into the microphone there, Mike. We're going to do ASMR, Nice Ashes. Okay, that one's for free. The rest will be on our Patreon.
So as I let my cigar dry a little bit.
Yes, I just checked. I rated the Chillin Moose a 1.5. We both rated the Chillin Moose 2 a 1.75. So there's no change for Mike. He liked both of them equally. And I liked the Chillin Moose 2 slightly better. All right, we're all getting lit up here. Sometimes the longest bits of the episode are trying to get lit and everything soaked in tequila. Okay, I hope I didn't go too short. I know you can go too long dipping the tips, so.
I like mine so far.
Yeah, so far it's better than non-tequila version.
Yeah, it's got that tequila spice and that tingle. Definitely thickens the smoke up a little bit. I like it. I am pairing my cigar with a Guinness. It's cold this time.
Blasphemer. What am I pairing mine with, Mike? He's been plying me with booze of all sorts since I arrived at 4 a.m, so I don't know what...
Exactly. You're drinking a Choofy IPA.
Yes, it's good. I like it. It's a 9%er. I checked. Got a little gnome or they-them dwarf on the front.
Yeah, it's got little garden gnomes. It's a Belgian beer, if I remember correctly. I bought it. I don't even remember when, but oh well. Al, what are you drinking?
Just my usual, my nice little black Russians. Vodka and Kahlua. I don't think this is it's not the homemade one.
No, this is not my homemade stuff. It's a local distillery makes it. So better than standard Kahlua, but not quite the homemade recipe.
Yep.
What are we talking about, Al? What's on your mind today?
Oh. Like every meal. I don't have to think about anything.
Well, thanks for listening.
Yep. Podcast over. Yeah.
You into movies at all?
Yeah.
Mike and I were talking movie shop a bit beforehand, so we could continue that conversation if there's nothing pressing.
Yeah, it's like right now, lately, it's like when taking the kids out to like the kid ones. We seen Minecraft. Son loved that one. My daughter chose to go see How to Train Your Dragon. It was actually pretty good.
Okay. See, I love the animated How to Train Your Dragons, and I've been reading the books, because they're based on books, to my daughter, but the books are drastically different. They did a really good job with the animated movies, kind of making the story more concise. And less. I've never read The Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but the books are a lot more kind of, the kids are a lot more mean-spirited to one another.
All right.
And the dragons are drastically different. They all have pet dragons to begin with. And so it's kind of a nice, using the books as kind of an inspiration for kind of a new story set in the same or similar universe. And I saw the Minecraft movie. I played Minecraft when it first came out before they sold it to Microsoft and everything. And there are a few moments in there where I was like, oh yeah, that thing or this. Oh, they're going here. And I knew what was going on. I haven't played it now for a couple of years, but we used to have a dedicated server and hosted our own stuff, and we got not so into it. And the movie, I didn't like the movie a whole lot, other than kind of the nostalgia of playing the early game and like, okay, this is what they're doing. I know what's going on. So, or like, I remember doing that when I was first playing. And
yeah, I find out from my daughter, like, yeah, that's a reference to that. Like, oh, it's to that kid? And it's like, oh, and that's what happened. Oh, okay, good thing they put him in the movie, or a reference to him.
Yeah, I can't say I'm excited about the live action How to Train Your Dragon, but...
No, that's actually a pretty good one.
Okay.
But for me, it's like, actually, I stayed awake through the whole movie.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
I'm going to end up watching both of these movies because Sarah wants to watch them, but I'm not excited for How to Train Your Dragon or Minecraft movie.
Have you seen the animated ones, Mike?
I have, and I like the animated movies, actually.
There you go.
Yeah,
They're some of my favorite animated movies. Favorite movies.
Yeah, I like animated movies. I am a millennial, so we're adult men that like cartoons.
Cartoons with a bit more depth than Family Guy sometimes.
Well, yeah. I mean,
a different depth.
Yeah. Vinland Saga could have been a regular television show.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Vinland Saga?
No.
It's Japanese anime about some kid that gets stolen by Vikings.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 seasons. That's not really what it's about, but I don't want to spoil it in case you do watch it.
Well, yeah. Your waifu pillow told us otherwise, Mike.
My waifu isn't letting me watch anime when she's in the living room, so...
That's because it's tentacle porn hentai, Mike. It's not anime.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to add bukkake, all right? If those tentacles aren't spitting semen, they ain't doing their job.
They're not going to penetrate themselves, goddammit.
Al here is actually the one that introduced me to both anime and hentai.
What was that, 20 years ago?
It's 22 years ago, Al. There was that cat lady. It was a comedy. It was a VHS. Do you remember what that one was called? You borrowed it to me because I was like, I'm not watching this animated shit. And you're like, no, it's really good. Watch this.
I know it's not a hentai or anime, but Fritz the Cat is pretty close on both counts.
Fritz the Cat. I like Fritz the Cat too. But no, the first 2 I watched were Vampire Hunter D and then this hentai. So he borrows me 2 VHSs.
Yeah, that tells you how long ago it was.
Did you watch either with your parents, Mike?
Fuck no, I watched them downstairs. At the time, in the basement of my parents' house, they had like a little theater set up in the basement, so I could just go down there and hang out, and they could be upstairs and not be around me.
Or your hentai.
Or my hentai, yeah.
Well, good thing it was in another language.
Yeah, the Skinamax.
Yeah, back then on VHS, you didn't get to choose your audio track or subtitle track. You just got what they gave you.
Yep.
Yeah. No, he still has another one that's in his dang box that he hasn't watched for 2 years now.
Something like that.
Yeah, the other Blood Hunter D.
Oh, is that the one I haven't seen? I do want to watch that. Yeah. I do want to watch that.
We're going to take a brief intermission while Mike and Al go watch some hentai together.
Yeah, exactly. Vampire Hunter D is just regular anime, but...
Oh, okay,
yeah,
sure.
That's
what they
anime.
all say, and then a tentacle pops out of nowhere. This is just a normal show, okay? What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Oh, man, we watched one. You guys might... I'll have to look for it real quick. Because Mike can say his catchphrase.
Google the show, everyone. They're not a sponsor, by the way. Just so everybody knows.
I got to find the name of it because I can never remember the name of it.
So how do you like your cigar, Al, so far?
So far, it's pretty good. It's like, normally I'm just like your normal cigarette smoker. So it's like just switching styles. Hopefully it doesn't go out on me.
Do you taste any cherry or anything like that?
Yeah, maybe.
We're still Googling, just so everybody knows.
Well, it was a long time ago. It was a live-action film. It's one of those ones, it rivals Sharks of the Corn.
No, I liked Sharks of the Corn.
Dude, I
thought
like
that
Sharks
was
of the Corn
pretty
too.
good.
Don't know what that one is yet.
Oh, it's a trash B movie with the guys like having their wives run topless through corn stalks with blood on them.
Well, and there's white shark or great white sharks that chase them through the cornfield.
Yeah, and they're
Because
like,
why wouldn't there be?
yeah, pieces of plywood with paint on them.
Gotta be close. I gotta be close. I'm going through my ratings here. I don't know. It was a disgusting movie because there were these things that came out of like it was all in China or Japan, and all these things came out of like their version of porta potties. Like these poop tentacles came out, and they were like shooting tentacles out of their asses. Oh, it was zombie ass, I think. Zombie ass.
Why would you watch a zombie-based hentai? That's what I want.
Yeah, zombie ass. It's not hentai. It's live action. That's why you would watch it. It's live action. You don't get to see this stuff in most cases.
That's true.
Zombie ass. A group of teenagers go camping in the woods where they find themselves in deep trouble when poop-covered zombies are controlled by parasites come out to attack them. I rated it a 2, and its average IMDb rating is 4.7, so still better than the new Snow White. But it's very disgusting. Very disgusting. Things come out of buttholes, and they like wave them at people, and not attractive things. I mean, it's called zombie ass. So There was one anime, probably hentai. Am I pronouncing it wrong?
I think it's hentai, but I'm not.
Right.
I'm not a scholar.
Yeah, we're close enough to Canada here in Mike's studio that I can say hentai, hentai. How's about it, eh?
That's right. That's right.
Want some tentacles in your? I don't know how to say like vagina. Canadian vagina.
It's pronounced like Regina. Just vagina.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was one, and I don't remember what happened, but there were tentacles. It wasn't overly sexual until like the fight or something.
Weird.
I don't know. I figured you'd know from that, but I guess that's probably all of them, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how little that narrows it down? Everything was fine until the fight, and then tentacles are out, and there's another live-action one with tentacles that I think I liked, but it was one of those nights with Buddy Luke, who does the shitty movies we watch Sharks of the Corn with, where it was towards the end of the night, and the booze had been flowing freely, so I don't really remember it. So I have it again to watch again, but it was like a live-action tentacle-esque thing. But, I think rated R, not like a full-blown...
Yeah, not a NC-17, if that rating even exists anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, it exists, Mike.
Yeah. They just can't get distribution.
You would think distribution would be easier than ever nowadays with the internet.
Yeah, just put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Put a low-quality version for free, and then pay for the full HD.
Yeah, put it at like 320. Somewhere you can see it, but not really.
Or like put in the VHS tracking, filter. So it just looks like you're constantly adjusting the tracking on your VCR to get it not blurry.
That's actually a really good idea. I like that idea.
Yeah. They no end ideas over here for marketing things.
How to scam.
Yeah, I was telling Mike with the in-laws watched 2, I guess they're older action movies, even though I feel like they're within the last 10 years. One was they're both probably early 2000s, maybe 2013. That's still not within the last like 10 years.
Yeah.
One was 211 with Nick Cage, plays a police officer, and there's some like super complicated overseas Afghanistan mercenaries, hacking of money somehow, subplot that gets tied all up into stuff. And it was funny because there's an Interpol agent who's a lady, and she goes to one of the mercenaries' army buddies, who's not a mercenary and just a standard regular businessman. She goes into this gun shop. She's trying to track down these people because they're planning a heist. They're going to do the bank heist, right? And then Nick Cage is a police officer. He happens to work in that town, and of course he's going to be there because he's first billing on the credits. And she goes into this gun shop, and it's hilarious because the guy's like, oh, I've got a whole bunch of lady weapons over here, and they're, like the pink Glocks and little handguns and stuff. And she's like, great, but what if I wanted something bigger? And he's like, what? Yeah, like an AR-15 or M4? And I'm like, oh my God. Like, that's not big in round standards. That's like, are you looking for what, a 338? Are you looking for a 300? You're looking for a 50 cal? No, something bigger, an AR-15, an M4 even. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, a lot of the Hollywood, and we've talked about this. I don't know if we talked about it on the show or not, but Hollywood people don't know shit about guns. So all of their firearm information is misleading at best. You know, that's kind of like the CNN clip where the news reporter calls a gun fully semi-automatic.
Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, and that's one of the hallmarks of bad writing, right? Because a lot of these film writers, and some of them just bang them out, right? But some of the greatest scripts, they spend, I don't know how much time, sometimes years researching things to make it as authentic as possible. Sure, they still take liberties with, time jumps and other things. But if you want to have kind of a sense of realism, you can't have an Interpol agent who's supposed to be an expert in munitions asking for some big high caliber rounds, asking for 2 5.56 weapons.
Right. Like if you're a cop, you're carrying a pistol and you're incentivized not to carry a high caliber round because you don't particularly want collateral damage.
Yeah, and that was the other funny thing is all these cops, and in America, most police forces, if I'm not mistaken, carry a 9mm.
40 or 9mm, yeah.
And so these mercenaries have like the full heavy bulletproof vests, which again in Hollywood, like you're still going to take the force of the shock. It's not going to break skin or stuff, but it would still potentially, depending on the round or caliber, break ribs.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an invincibility vest like most Hollywood movies portray it as. But beside the point, all of these mercenaries are wearing these heavy by Hollywood standard bulletproof vests. A lot of times in Hollywood, they open up their like button-down white dress shirt and there's a bulletproof vest. And it's like, that wouldn't even stop at 22, But these ones are the big, full padded ones. And all the police officers have like 9 mils and they're shooting at these guys. And the father-in-law is like, oh, they're terrible shots. And I'm like, well, if they're hitting one of those kind of bulletproof vests with a 9mm, you're not dropping anybody.
No. It'll hurt really bad. Really bad.
Yes, but you're not dropping people.
No.
Not mercenaries anyway, who probably have sustained multiple flesh-piercing wounds.
Yeah, like they should theoretically be prepared.
And then nobody was looking down the sights in this one too. So it's like, to have the father-in-law be like, oh, and they had their own like ARs or whatever police forces have, right? And so some of them had scopes, some of them just had the handles because they're just, the sight handle or whatever, and like they're just going like this, like bam, 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 down at the chest level.
Spraying.
And one of them, I was like, is she changing hands on how she's holding this rifle? I thought she was like holding it like this over here somehow. Or like, I don't know, she was holding it very strangely. And it's like, yeah, of course, nobody's hitting shit. None of these people ever went to a range or were given any instruction. They were just like, hold this how you think it feels right. So anyway, that one was a 5 out of 10 because Nick Cage went into his standard Nick Cage rant in one section. And it was funny because his partner gets shot in the leg. And then he's like, I'm going to die. And they just leave him sitting there and they put like a tourniquet on. And he's like, I'm going to die. And I'm like, wouldn't you lay him down, elevate his head and feet? Like anybody who knows anything about first aid, even in the slightest, would do to prevent shock. You're going to let him sit there like an asshole.
Yeah. Well, that's why that shitty B-movie stuff is fine, but it's not when it's in like an A-level film. And that's kind of bled over into that.
Well, yeah. And this is kind of like an A- or a... It's not a full B. It's not a full B because they had a budget. I mean, it has Nicolas Cage. They had explosions. They had things. Like any explosion you saw in Sharks of the Corn or a movie they're similarly budgeted is all done after the fact. It's a CGI kind of thing. They're not blowing shit up.
Yeah, it's an overlay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a less than $100,000 budget to make Sharks of the Corn. Like, if they spent $100,000 on it, I don't know how or where, unless it was the wrap party and they bought several kegs.
I mean, they weren't spending a lot on sets. Let's put it that way.
It was a cornfield.
It was a cornfield, and they had a Quonset hut that they turned into a devil worship station from the dollar store
and
during Halloween.
CGI shark fin that ran through the corn.
Yep.
They might have had a practical prop.
They had like a foam prop one too.
But
and
foam and paint is no 100K. So.
No, and clearly the actors and actresses were the friends. I mean, they were not professional actors.
Yeah. Well, the director's wife had some large tracts of land. Let's put it that way.
Yes. For those who haven't seen it,
she clearly loved her husband.
I think that the director's wife was the woman that ran naked through the cornfield. She was like an average.
Well, they had like a topless picnic or something.
Yeah, she was like your average sexy time with. She was like your
average like Iowa / Minnesota woman.
Yeah, she was like a normal woman in her 30s.
Yeah, I mean, stocky is, I don't know if apt, but, more meat on the bones than like a coaster, like an East or West
she had
coaster.
2 kids.
Yeah. And they had plenty of food, from what I can gather.
Yeah, they weren't starving, that's for sure. And no drug addiction.
Which is rare in Hollywood. So.
In Hollywood. Very rare.
But then the other movie we watched is, and I don't know, maybe you've seen it out. I'm a big fan of Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
And I don't know, I don't have posters of him on my wall. That's Henry Cavill. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, it was 24 Hours to Live. So he's, again, it was weird because we watched these 2 movies, we randomly picked 2 movies from Amazon Prime or whatever, right? And he was a soldier in Afghanistan. That's why I think these movies were put out around the same time. And then he went and became a mercenary. He was like the best mercenary anyone's ever seen. There's a lot of mercenaries out there, right? But all my doctors tell me, Ethan Hawke, mercenary, best mercenary ever. This mercenary is great. Anyway, he's trying to retire because he lost his wife and kid, and he's hanging out with his father-in-law, and they rope him back in, right? Just when I was going to get out of the game, they pull me back in. And he's going to make like $2 million for this one hit. And he's like, that sounds pretty good. So he goes over there, and the whole premise is that he fucks up and gets killed, like in the first 30 minutes of the film. And they had just shown us like a alternate thing. So they show us killing this woman he's supposed to kill. And then he like snaps out of it, right? So it was like a little like mental thing he's going through. And then they show him doing the opposite and he goes, and then she kills him. And then I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for the snap back to reality, where he's like, I thought, oh, he's weighing his 2 options. I kill her or I don't kill her because she was also an Interpol agent or something. So it's weird how much like bleed over these 2 movies have. So that's why I think they were the same era. I could look it up, but then Mike would have to say his line again and all our listeners would have to take another shot. And we'll save that for the end of the episode. So anyway, he wakes up and there's some doctor doing like this Lazarus protocol. And he has 24 hours now because they pumped him full of all these drugs. And the doctor's like, if these drugs don't kill you, we still have the Lazarus protocol, which is a little timer in his arm, and that will kill you at the end of 24 hours. And you have like 18 hours to go. And so that's his kind of thing. But it was not your average action flick in a sense. And the ending was really kind of cool because it took me a minute to like catch up to what the ending was. So I highly recommend it. It was only like it was like a 6 maybe or a 5.9 or something on IMDb, but I gave it a 7 because it was good acting. It has Rucker Hauser.
Don't know who that is.
Come on, dude. Blade Runner. He's the replicant.
Oh, okay.
The blonde
I know
one.
Who that is.
The
yeah,
blonde
I know
one.
Who that
yeah.
is.
Yeah. So he's in there as the father-in-law, and I don't know. It was a good all-around film. I liked it much better than the Nick Cage one, but I liked them both. All right, so halfway cigar checks. I think we're about all halfway. What's everyone thinking?
It's pretty good. Kept it lit so far.
Are you getting any flavors or notes off of it? This is a cherry soaked cigar. Should be a little sweet. Are you picking up any notes, undertones, anything like that?
Not yet.
Does it taste like a cigarette to you, Al?
No.
Oh, but it isn't. It's not bad. It's good,
No.
Pleasant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not hacking all the way through it, so that's pretty good.
It's a plus.
Like I said, I'm a total newbie on these things, so.
You've smoked more cigars than a lot of guys because you've had many game nights over here, and I'll smoke a cigar, and you usually smoke one with me. So
yeah,
every cigar you've smoked is one that I own, which they're usually all good because I know cheroos. You like the cheroos. There's a lot of smoke to them for sure.
Yeah,
but just checking. How about you, Nate?
Yeah, I as a tequila cigar, this is. I don't think it's standout, but I definitely am enjoying smoking this more than I've enjoyed smoking either of the 2 previous Chilling Mooses.
I'll be honest with you. That shitty undertone that was in the original one with the tequila in it actually makes it richer.
Yeah.
So this is better than average. If I were to buy this cigar from the cigar lounge, not being a tequila cigar, I would be completely satisfied.
If it had the same flavor
as the tequila one does. As the tequila one does. Yes.
Just wanted to be clear. I do want to make sure everyone understood you didn't mean you'd rather just smoke the non-tequila version of this.
No. The tequila version is good enough to where
yeah.
I would say this is good,
I don't know what it is about the tequila that can pull out some of those undertones or the better flavor.
It does do a flavor altering. I think it adds a pepperiness, and it does just kind of bring out those undertones. I've yet to do a tequila cigar on an expensive cigar that is already good.
Whew. Yeah, that's, I don't know. Is that blasphemy in the cigar world? Tough to say.
Well, no, because the Arnold story is about a good cigar. He's
Sure.
not buying shitty cigars at the bar. So
You tell me Arnold has never had a shitty cigar?
undoubtedly he has. But I think after a certain point of success, you no longer need to buy $5 cigars. So the $20 cigar is fine. You're not smoking enough to make a difference.
Yeah, that's fair. What's your favorite old school movie, Al? Or some of them.
Old school? Well,
Or modern, too. Doesn't matter.
it depends on who you're asking for old schools. Like, favorite ones for me is Lord of the Rings.
Hell yeah.
Want to go back further?
We don't have to go as far back as Birth of a Nation, but we can...
Citizen Kane?
Yeah, Citizen Kane. That
I
counts.
don't know.
It's better than Birth of a Nation, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. No, it's like Shawshank.
Shawshank is good.
Yeah. The old school Star Wars.
Have you seen Chinatown?
Big Trouble?
Nope, just Chinatown. Jack Nicholson?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I, of course, have seen Chinatown.
That one's better than most people give it credit for. I mean, it's always on like the best movie list, so some people give it credit for being good, but who is the director of that? He's on the run for being a pedophile or something?
Oh,
which is rare in Hollywood.
yeah.
To be
Roman
on the run.
Polanski, the guy who was tied in with Charles Manson famously.
Yes. But a great film, I think. The twist at the end is M. Night should take some notes because...
The M. Night Shyamalan twists are always so lame. So lame. Oh, yeah, the aliens are allergic to water on the planet.
70,
It has water in the
water.
air.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much moisture, we have water in the air. If you look out...
Like, and humans are, 70% water? How could they even kill a human without...
Splash damage.
Yeah.
Unknown.
And no exosuit.
Unknown.
No suit coming in on.
Yeah. We're recording on the 5th of July.
These aliens are coming in raw dogging on a water planet.
On a water planet. Yeah, we're recording on the 5th of July, and outside is hazy because there's so much moisture in the air.
Yeah, that would do damage for sure.
Yeah, you that like...
-1 HP. -1 HP.
Exactly. Like, it's going to condensate for sure. Are you inhaling your cigar, Al?
Probably.
Gotta be done. Well, and since it is so close to 4th of July when we're recording, this one won't come out till close to the end of August, but the only reason we still have 4th of July in this country is our hero Russell Case.
Who's Russell Case?
Dude, go to Canada right now. Randy Quaid and Independence Day.
Oh my God. That's why you were looking at your fucking phone. I saw what you were doing. I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
I got to take any advantage I can to pull one over on Mike over here. So
I thought,
the man of infinite knowledge and wisdom.
Yes. Oh, yes.
The lengths I have to go to pull one over on him. I had to make sure I said the name right. I mispronounced so many things on the show. I was like, I can't mess this up. It's American history.
It's America.
Buckle 5.
Yeah, seriously though, like what was with the aliens? I mean, we think this is a land planet because we live all on land, but it's 70% water.
Right.
Which to me is like, this is a water planet. This is
a water planet. It falls
Water
from the
World,
sky.
Kevin Costner. You know?
If I go out to my yard and I dig a hole, it will fill with water. It won't mean it doesn't need to be a very deep hole.
Yeah. And so what, in the whole movie of, and when it first came out, I was
Signs.
young. When Signs first came out, we liked it. But we also liked some of the other M. Night Shyamalan movies. And then going back as an adult and watching them, and like, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. And so what, when the aliens come down, they never encounter a sprinkler? Like a sprinkler. Like one of my favorite movies is K-Pax with Jeff Bridges and Kevin Spacey. And he may or may not be an alien, but he has had a traumatic experience with water. And so even a sprinkler sets him off. And that's good writing, where they use that tragedy and use it as a device through the film. Whereas M. Night Shyamalan is like, these aliens are going to land on a water planet. Everybody's exhaling water, basically, moisture. I mean, there's moisture everywhere. And they didn't land in Nevada or
The Sierra.
or anywhere else where there is no water. They didn't land at the Buddhist monk temple in the arid climate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, were they in like Pennsylvania or something
wherever.
similar? Yeah,
M. Night's backyard.
There's green trees and grass. So
yeah, so there's going to be water. They know it's 70% water, presumably. Every human is 70% water or something like that. I'm no dietitian or scientist, but the percentage of water all around is pretty high everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
On this
Very high.
planet. So, and people water their lawns, sprinkle. They have the little misters in grocery stores. So they couldn't have possibly encountered water before. This one little girl is leaving half-drunk cups of water all over her house.
Yeah, somebody wasn't spraying their cat with a water bottle and then sprayed an
or their
alien
wife.
Yeah.
They spritz the alien.
Yeah, that's the oil.
They call that a clitoris. No, I'm just kidding. It's the alien.
Little man in a boat. It's a myth. It's a myth. The clitoris is a myth.
Thanks for listening to Chauvinism, the show. Call it what you want. I'm all about it.
Well, Al is famously a big fan of Birth of a Nation. He's got the movie poster on his ceiling of his bedroom.
Which is just a KKK recruitment flyer.
For those who don't know, this is like old-timey silent movie, like KKK recruiting film.
Yeah, I think it was the W.E. Du Bois.
Yeah, it
or
was.
something.
Yep, yeah, and it was shown in the White House because president at the time was pretty racist.
Well, and I don't think he'd
Woodrow Wilson.
I don't think he'd ever seen another film before. This is like one of the first films.
It was, yeah.
made
It was one
in
of
the
the first
country
films,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So, not that I'm trying to defend it, but
No,
it's
Woodrow Wilson
definitely
was famously like a racist asshole guy.
Yeah, and the KKK haven't always been the bad guys in terms of politicians and even the country's perception.
Well,
of course,
yeah,
they're
in
the
the
bad
past.
guys, but at a certain time, they're a lot more sympathetic.
Yeah, in the past, people were worse than they are now in certain ways,
Well, yeah, depending on the people.
depending on the people.
I've never seen the full thing. I've seen clips of it in film school.
Yeah, I've never wanted to watch the whole thing. It seems like it'd be pretty boring.
Yeah, it seems boring, and I don't know why Birth of a Nation is readily available, but Song of the South is not.
Well, having seen Song of the South, I do not understand why either.
No, they're getting ready for the live action version. That's why.
It is live action, Song of the South.
Yeah, it's like
With cartoon elements, it's like Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Oh yeah, I know.
Except instead of
Roger
Nazis,
Rabbit.
it's sharecroppers.
Yep.
Right, because Bedknobs and Broomsticks is they're fighting like the SS Guard coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battle of Britain.
Yeah.
The Battle of Mississippi. Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Not to our ears.
We got you, Deep South. We got you. Have you been watching Rings of Power then?
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Well,
I haven't seen anything, just so everyone's aware.
The first season, not the greatest. But the second season, they definitely look like they took notes and definitely did a lot better. Basically, probably would have gone from, like, I don't know your guys' rating skills off the top of my head, but like a 5 out of 10 at best for the first, and then maybe a 7 out of 10 for the second.
Okay,
So basically where I would watch the third.
sure.
Versus like most of these new Star Wars shows that are coming out, it's like, even though I already know that they got canceled for the second one, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hear they're coming out with season 2 of Ahsoka, which was supposed to be just a mini-series one-off, but...
Because they were planning on multiple ones because they recast one actor that unfortunately passed away.
Yep. Which they shouldn't have recast. They should have just... Dude, whoever that late female Sith is, I've said this before, Mike, but I'd watch a show about her for sure.
Nate is a fan. Is a fan.
Yeah. Not of Ahsoka the show, or even like any of that, but whoever that woman is and character, I will watch that show. Yeah. I don't need anything else. It could just be her doing stuff. No tentacles, though, please.
I was going there. He saw it in my face.
I saw the glint in his eye.
He saw the glint in my eye, and he cut me
But
off.
they got the tentacle monster already.
Well, that's true. I want her to drink the green milk boob that Luke did.
Out of the tip of a
Space walrus or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah.
Just take a bath in it.
I don't know. Like Ahsoka, the first season of Ahsoka was kind of like Sabine, the space lesbian who could also wield the Force or something. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, some people say it would be better animated than an actual live action.
Yeah, it would be better if Dave Filoni wasn't bowing so low to Kathleen Kennedy's DEI policies. I mean, they're his characters. I don't know why he had to make them all lame and gay, because they weren't lame and gay in the Clone Wars or Rebels, I'll tell you that much.
Well, Filoni's he's more experienced in animated.
Well, he is,
not
for sure.
Live action.
But the story writing should carry over, even if he doesn't. I don't think he directed all of those.
No, and he's also, he got his first live action directing off on, I don't know remember what episode, but it was off of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But at least in that series, he at least had the foresight to know, like, I'm not a live action one, but it's like, I have all these other great directors around me, so we'll be able to take notes. But he loves Ahsoka so much, that's almost anything Dave Filoni, Ahsoka's going to be in it.
Yeah, and he created her, so that's fair, but he's the creator of the character, and it's almost, I guess it's almost to the point of the original George Lucas thing, right, with like the prequels and stuff, where it's like, well, he created Star Wars, and now the prequels weren't very well received by diehard Star Wars fans at the time, and then Disney was like, hold my beer, we're going to make some other movies that are going to make you fucking love the prequels, and, and they did. And kudos to them. And the prequels really shine when you watch them. We watch 1 and 2, then you watch the entirety of Clone Wars, except for the last few episodes. And then you watch 3 and the last bit of the Clone Wars. And it kind of paints a complete picture because everything happens so quickly in the prequel movies. Mm-hmm. And when I was in Chicago with Simha, we watched the fan edits of the prequels where it makes Anakin's fall to the dark side make a lot more sense because they change the pacing with which Palpatine and Anakin meet and interact. And one of the bigger changes for me that was really good was we all know Anakin goes and just slaughters the entire village of Sand People. Not just the men.
And younglings.
But the women and children, too. And in the scene where he beheads Count Dooku, in the theatrical versions, he doesn't do it until he's prompted by Palpatine. And in this fan edit, Palpatine doesn't prompt him. He just does it right as soon as Dooku falls to his knees. He goes zoom and chops his head off. Because they removed all of that prompting by Palpatine. Because we know Anakin's rash. He's proven that. And then Anakin says his line, I should not have done that. And then Palpatine's like, oh, it's no big deal or whatever, right? And that makes a lot more character sense and thematic sense.
Right.
Because we know Anakin's rash.
Oh, yeah.
So it's little things like that these fan edits try and do. My only complaint about the fan edits were they took out almost all of the noises the battle droids make, so there's no Roger Roger. So if you wanted to watch these and then go to the Clone Wars where the battle droids are saying Roger Roger all the time, you're like, why are these droids so funny and why weren't they in the fan edits? But
well, it's also too. It's like there was somebody did a fan edit of Obi-Wan show, and it's like they took the whole show and just re-edited it, and it's like it was from what I hear because I never seen it. It was. From what I hear is a lot better than what Disney did.
Sure.
Not Disney, Lucas did.
Yeah.
Lucasfilms. Yeah,
and I saw there was a fan edit of the first 3 Ahsoka episodes and the second 3 Ahsoka episodes, but then I was so upset about Ahsoka that I downloaded the first one, and then I was like, I'm not going to watch this. Fuck it.
Ahsoka was very disappointing. Well, we talked about it. We had an whole episode about it. We don't need to rehash it, but
yeah, you can go back to it.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah, because for me, like the only good ones that came out so far, the really good ones, first 2 Mandalorians, Skeleton Crew.
Okay, I haven't seen Skeleton Crew yet.
Kids will like that one. It's more like a Goonies in space.
Sure.
It doesn't have any pre-existing characters.
Yep.
And then for the adults, it's Andor's 1 and 2.
Yep.
And then that, from what I hear, because I didn't watch it immediately after, but it makes Rogue One a lot better.
Yeah, and I haven't watched Andor yet, but we're going to do that for the show. We're going to do seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of watching season 2. I'm trying to limp Sarah along.
Yep.
And she gave up on the show, so now I'm going to have to finish it off on my own.
All right, well then I'll have to get going on it to keep you motivated to finish it.
I took notes.
I'm sure you're motivated anyway, but yeah, I want to watch Andor because Rogue One, I really enjoyed Rogue One as a movie. And I've told this on the show before, but I watched it with my wife, and I, of course, knew it was a prequel to A New Hope, and she knew it was a prequel to A New Hope, and she got so sad at the end. And I'm like, you had to have known. And she's like, what are you talking about? Well, because Mon Mothma in A New Hope was like, so many rebels lost their lives to bring this data to us. So what did you think was going to happen?
But then again, it's like...
And she's like, well, I didn't remember that line or whatever, right?
Well, it's like also, it's like, okay, many Gondorians got us this info, like, okay, but I'm not seeing that many Gondorians finding info on it. So it's like, yeah, I'm won't spoil about it. You see what happens to them, but it's like, okay... Yeah, a lot of them lost their lives, but I'm not seeing like where that whole data transfer, because I don't connect Andor with Rogue One yet. Just
sure,
get the crossover because it's been a while since I've seen Andor.
Yep.
Or no, Rogue One.
Yep. Rogue One, I think, in terms of writing, because usually when I don't like a movie, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with the acting, except Ben Affleck, but it's the writing, and the writing a lot of times doesn't make sense in these things. And we talked about it when we did the review on Snow White, where it's like a lot of these things don't really make any sense other than to have like this song or to have this set piece or to do whatever. Mm-hmm. But Rogue One does retconning in a positive way. Maybe one of the few examples of retconning that's actually good, because Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker has retconned, Matt Smith's doctor when he was living to like 10,003 or something, and he was an old man because he thought he didn't have any more regenerations left. And then they're like, oh no, you have unlimited regenerations.
Well, after he gets connected back with Gallifreyan.
Yeah, but then the Jodie Whittaker one, they said, no, you're the only true Time Lord ever, and the other Time Lords, Gallifreyans, splice your DNA into them, and we put limits on them, and you might not have limits. You might be able to regenerate forever. And it was all like retconning just for the sake of doing. And
I blame the Soul Runner for that season.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not blaming Jodie. She doesn't have a say in what is scripted. But Rogue One gave you somebody working for the Empire that was sympathetic to the rebels who built in the exhaust port.
Yep.
Right? So that explains why there's that vulnerability there. And they did that in a nice way, in a subtle way, to make the other movie make sense. They didn't do it to piss all over the first movie.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They did it to enhance the movie, which is a hugely different shift from what modern Hollywood is trying to do. I mean, look at any Indiana Jones movie, or the latest Indiana Jones movie. They're trying to, make you hate Harrison Ford so you can love this ambidextrous. Oh, I'm sorry, not ambidextrous. What's the one when androgynous? Is an A word, right? And the same with the latest Terminator, where they want you to hate Sarah Connor even though she's a strong female, you want to hate her and like the androgynous woman. And then think of any other movie, they're always like the Ghostbusters. They want you to hate the original characters so that you then love. And it's like, why can't you love both? Why can't you do just a handing of the baton?
Well, we've talked about it before. Hollywood doesn't do a very well portrayal of the yes and style argument. It's a no but. They want a no but so they can just do whatever the fuck they want to do. They don't want to do yes and because they don't want to respect any of the lore going into this universe, right? They don't want to do the hard work of creating something new. They want to take an existing thing and then create something new in there without having to follow any rules, which the three of us all play games. The games of the rule, or the rules of the game is what makes the game fun. You can't play a game that has no rules. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to listen to the whole podcast or want a good explanation of that, you can watch the episode Shadowlands of Bluey, because they have a whole 7-minute episode that explains why rules make things fun.
Yeah.
There we go.
Tell me you have kids without telling me you have kids. Oh, yeah, watch this episode of Bluey. I remember the name without having to look it up.
Princess Pony was such a hot trotter.
Yes, but it cost me $20,000 to get the sex doll of her, and now I have to buy lube the rest of my life. Thanks, Diddy. I think that was the first time I thanked somebody other than Obama for malady in my life.
He's a very powerful man.
Power bottom for sure. Michael Obama.
Mike Obama. Oh, this is a good scuttlebutt, but have you seen the Candace Owen interviews about Trump calling her, telling her to stop talking about Marie Le Pen?
I have my...
Or not Marie Le Pen. What the hell is her name? Macron. Is it Marine Macron? The president's wife. The president of France's wife was like 50 years old when he was 15, and she started fucking him when he was...
When who was the president of France?
The president of France is Macron. His wife was his school teacher when he was 15.
Okay.
She was in her 40s.
Yeah.
30s. I can't remember. It's definitely in America today, she would be going to jail, for sure. But
I don't know that. She's a woman. The men go to jail.
That's true. You got a point there. But anyway, Candace owns this conspiracy theory that the president's wife actually has a penis, and that she's gathered a ton of evidence, and apparently Trump called her to ask her to stop talking about the French president's wife's dick. Look it up. It's a great conspiracy.
Okay.
Right? Well, it's not ready for an episode yet, but it's pretty interesting.
As more data comes to light, we might have a full episode on it.
Exactly. Like, it's already messed up because his wife was his teacher when he was like in high school, but then it's another layer because apparently there's evidence that was a man. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't even know how that's possible. She has children, so.
Well, who was that we talked about? that Olympic boxer.
Oh, yes. Yes, we did. Yes,
And
we did.
people have been coming out now saying that they truly are a man. But again, I haven't done any fact checking to know if it is or is not true.
There's not enough data available on that. I'm going to guess that it's hypothetical.
Well, yeah, I mean, who can tell if it's just haters on the internet?
I can
or
say whatever I
whatever.
want on the internet. That's for sure.
Yeah, you don't need any backing. So you're pretty much just like the regular news media at that point.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Al has put his cigar away.
And lit a cigarette.
And lit a cigarette.
I don't know if that's a good showing for the Cult-Blooded Moon.
I pack my own cigarettes. I don't buy marbles anymore or anything.
I'm not downplaying smoking cigarettes. I'm just saying, like, was it that bad of a cigar?
No,
or
it's
was
just,
it that good
I
of a
think
cigar?
I smoked it all the way to the end and just having an after one.
Are you going to tell him?
Well, no. Like Nate has a little bit left. I put mine down. I smoked a little bit faster than he did.
Well, we can be done. I mean,
Yeah.
two of us are done.
Yeah,
That's a
two
quorum.
of us are done. That's a quorum. I'm going to rate my cigar at 3.75. I think that the tequila added 2 solid points. I would say that the first half of the tequila cigar was a 4, maybe even a 4.25. And then the second half, I had to re-up the tequila to kind of keep it good. I started getting the negative flavors, so I re-dipped and I reapplied, and so did Nate.
Yeah, I reapplied. I'm just going to give mine a 3. I don't think the tequila
now
makes this.
Mike's having a cigarette.
Tisk, tisk. Now we're going to have to name our show Nice Butts, since we're all smoking cigarettes. I'm not going to do it, though. I
Hey,
don't
but
like
it is
cigarettes.
pipe tobacco.
I give mine a 3. I don't think the tequila made it better than a 3. To me, it made it a smokable stick. It's not one I'm not gonna go out and buy a bunch of these for the sole purpose of putting tequila on them. I think the goal in cigar smoking, in my opinion, is not to buy things to put tequila on. I enjoy when we do try the tequila thing to see if it does improve them, because some of them it doesn't, as we know, but some of them it does. And this one definitely did do an improvement, and that's still, for me, like 1.5 to a 3. That's a double. That doubled the rating. But it's still, in my mind, it's just an average cigar. If you have tequila and one of these, I will certainly smoke it. But it's a caveat where I need the tequila. What would you rate yours, Al?
Probably. Okay, what's the rating system? 1 out of
1 to 5. So 3 is kind of like
average.
the middle.
Good average or bad average?
It's up to you. I mean, 3 is a little bit over the 2.5, which would be the actual middle ground. But Mike and I tend to use 3 as kind of like a average, right? We've gone above 5 from time and again. So
I'd give it about a 3 for me. It's like I didn't have to relit it. I wasn't hacking all the way through it. Like, again, you got a newbie rating something here.
Sure, yeah.
And it's like, it was a good average one, I would say.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, that's what the show is all about. We're anti-gatekeepers, even if sometimes we're a little malicious.
A little negative. So here's the twist, Al.
They just got the paddleboard off in the corner. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, you got to listen to Mike now.
Yeah, so here's the twist, Al. The Cult Blood Red Moon is famous on the show. We bought 5. And we still had the pack. This is the last of 5. Nate and I smoked the first one. And it was the most vile, disgusting cigar either one of us had ever had up to that point. And it was extra disappointing because the Cult Blood Red Moon pipe tobacco really is genuinely one of my favorite.
I even
pipe
bought the
tobaccos.
pipe tobacco on Mike's recommendation after smoking the cigar.
Yeah.
And how nasty the cigar was. And Mike said, you got to try the pipe tobacco. And the pipe tobacco was
the
great.
wrap of the cigar that's making it bad then?
I don't know what they did. If they like shit on it and then like packed it into a wrapper for the cigar, I don't know what they did to it. It doesn't make any sense.
It's
because
vile. It's vile.
We talked about when we smoked the original one, if you literally just took the pipe tobacco and put it in any kind of wrapper, it was likely to be good.
That's exactly right.
Right?
I assume
So I
that
don't
it
know
would
what
be
they do different for the cigar.
Yeah. Like I thought it was going to be great, but yeah, it's literally one of the worst cigars we've ever had. And after you smoking a Moon Trance and a Series R and a Rocky Patel, and I know that you smoke Cheroo's and all these things.
It was a personal affront to Mike, and now he orchestrated this whole episode to get you back, and then you liked it. So now
It was average. I didn't like
it's
it like
average.
it.
It's fine. It's like, well, I'm not giving you. I'm going to make sure when you come over,
I get the shitty ones.
I'm going to get the shittiest cigar that I don't want to smoke. I'm giving it to you.
Yeah. Well, Mike doesn't like hoppy beer, so he's giving me all the IPAs. But I like IPAs, so the joke's on him.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because Nate's like, oh, I know you don't like the IPAs, so I'll drink the IPAs out of this. I'm like, all right, that's fine. I'll have a Guinness.
A symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
So that's something for listeners to, contemplate if you're going to give a cigar to a guy that doesn't have a refined palate, let's say.
Give him the shitty ass ones.
I don't think I have a refined palate for sure, but even I didn't like the Cult-Blooded Red Moon. Not a slight on anybody, but I know other people have more highly attuned palates than I do when they're like, oh, I got notes of this and that and that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's wine or it's whatever. Like, fuck off with that.
I don't have a super refined palate either, but I know that the Cult-Blooded Red Moon is a terrible cigar. Never buy one.
Well,
never buy one.
Unless you're Al. Because we were curious who they were trying to market that cigar to, and clearly it's Al.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And now it's working because he's had one.
Yeah. Off of your dime.
Well, yeah. I'll find it.
That's about what it costs, too.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of cigars.
Yeah, I can't remember what they were. They weren't shockingly expensive, but they were expensive enough to where I was like, oh, this is going to be a good product, right? The Cult tobacco is $10 a tin. It's in the zone.
And well worth it.
Oh, yeah, well worth it. So
well, that's all I have to add. Thanks for being on the show, Al. Always a pleasure.
Same here.
And we'll catch you next week.
Be safe, have fun. And thanks for having an episode, Al.
Thanks for having me.
No, that was a criticism, Al. It was a criticism.
Okay, behind the scenes fight between Mike and Al will start after the credits roll.